Hi, I'm Ian Queso, publisher of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, and this is winning-stl, a video series about how St. Louis can best compete and win in the battle for talent, jobs, growth, and equity. Winning-stl is sponsored by the Hartford Small Business Insurance, and we're at the train shed at St. Louis's Union Station, in the midst of the aquarium, the wheel, and more. Today I'm speaking with Arrey Obenson, President and CEO for the International Institute of St. Louis. The International Institute of St. Louis has welcomed immigrants and refugees to our region for over 100 years. I'm really thrilled to have Arrey here today. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
So Arrey, many of our viewers will be familiar with the International Institute, but some may not be. So why don't we start with explaining what it is and what you do?
Well, the International Institute of St. Louis is an organization that has as its mission to provide opportunities for immigrants and refugees to thrive in order to create a more welcoming, more prosperous and healthy region for all. The Institute has been around since 1919 and started out with a goal to integrate refugees who had come to St. Louis after the First World War, and really started out by providing English for refugee women to be able to integrate the workforce. And since then has welcomed people from all over the world to St. Louis, creating a pathway for them to thrive in this community, and by so doing, really build a St. Louis that has been thriving on the arrival of refugees from all over the world.
We were talking off camera and you said, I said, wow, this seems like such an obvious connection that, that we, in a city that needs people, in a region that needs people. And you said, yeah, talk to the business community.
Yes.
They struggle at times to get certain positions hired. And here we have a group coming over that is likely bring their own talents and skills from where they come from, and they're ready to go, and they're really motivated.
This is what the refugee community brings here. It's talent, it's culture, and it's a set of skills that is typically needed for this community. There was a week last year where we had 148 companies in St. Louis reach out to the International Institute to fill out about 380 jobs. In 1 week, employers reaching out to us to ask for job placements, and we didn't have enough people to offer them. So from an economic standpoint, one, let me say there is a moral obligation for this community and for businesses in this community to play a part in welcoming people who seek refuge. That's the moral obligation. But there is also the economic perspective, not just for those businesses, but for the community. That one, you have talent coming into your community, and it's not only talent that's coming, but it's bringing a certain culture that enhances the workplace that you have currently. And then there's the broader perspective of the role that these people now play in the community. Again, they become taxpayers. They are renters. They're paying rents in homes. Some of them start up their own businesses, so they're business owners. They're employees. They play several roles in this community, which without those people, there would be nobody adding value to our community.
So Arrey, this is a time in this country of, particular partisan political divide. How do you and how does this community overcome resistance? How do you overcome that, and what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's incumbent on us to educate and engage the St. Louis community. At the International Institute, we've just started an advocacy department. And when we think about advocacy, it's not in the context of changing laws, but it's really in the context of winning hearts. And our goal here is making people see what the facts are. The St. Louis community has in the last 40 years seen a significant decline in its population. that has an impact on this community in many ways. The impact on the quality of education, because we know that education is funded by tax dollars. So we are also seeing a decline in the quality of education. A decline in the quality of education means that the output for the labor market is poorer quality. So that has an impact on the many corporations in this community that are always looking for talent. We also know, based on the facts, that our death rates are significantly higher than our birth rates. We see a lot of young people come from all over the world to study in this community. 65% of them that graduate actually leave St. Louis to go somewhere else. Yet there are jobs being created in this community, so there must be a reason why they're leaving. Now, in everything that I've said, the only opportunity that we have is bringing people from outside the community.
Right.
But bringing people that are likely to reverse our birth rates. And that's where the immigrant community comes in, because we know that family sizes are larger. But also, the average age of the immigrant arrivals in St. Louis is 24. So it's young, working age that has 20, 30 years ahead of them to contribute to the development of this community. So that is the big opportunity that we have.
I guess I would end with, what would you suggest for anyone watching this that says, I want to be involved, I want to help, I recognize this is really important for the future of St. Louis. What can they do?
So I have unveiled in the last year a vision that we're calling Welcome to the Next 100 Years. What we do today determines what the future of St. Louis will look like 100 years from now. And so we have to embrace making the investment now to build a prosperous future. Here's what people can do. As an individual, bring your talent to the table, bring your skill sets, bring your time to support our work, volunteering for the International Institute or the many other organizations that provide services to immigrants in this community. That's what you can do. As an individual, you could also invest in St. Louis, donating to the International Institute through its website. If you go to, they have matching programs where you volunteer your time and the company supports that. I think that that's how we can all play a part. And even more importantly, too often we talk about the challenges that this community faces that ends up defining us. When we could talk about this opportunity, we can talk about what the future holds for St. Louis. So talking about crime doesn't take away crime, but talking about people that can help us revitalize the city may be the solution to the crime. So we all have a part to play in defining what the narrative of St. Louis should be. And that's what everybody can do.
Well, Arrey, it's been fascinating and, as I've said, very important to me and I think very important to our region. I want to thank you so much for coming down. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's been a great session.
Thank you.